Hi kids, hope everybody is fine at home and I hope you people have completed your revision till 13th chapter. So let's begin with the 14th chapter revision, that is linear equations in one variable. So let's begin with exercise 14a revision. I hope everybody remembers the sums whatever we have solved. So here from exercise 14a, I'll take 14th sum and I'll explain this. So this is our first sum in the revision. So 14th sum is a plus 5 by 6 next minus a plus 1 by 9 is equal to a plus 3 by 4. So what kind of sums these are? These are like fractional sums. So here we have got an expression a plus 5 by 6. In your textbook, they have not given a bracket here after minus sign. As it is having minus sign here, so I have taken the terms in the bracket. So this is a plus 1 by 9 equals to a plus 3 by 4. So let us solve these like how we solve the fractions. So here we have the denominator 6 and 9. So what is the LCM of 6 and 9? So LCM of 6 and 9 is, so LCM of 6 and 9 is what? Yes, it's 18. The highest number is 9, so the multiple of 9s we have to take, and in that which is divisible by both, we have to take that. So 18 will be your LCM. So now let us write the common denominator 18 for both. So 6 4 is 18, 6 3 is 18 and 9 2 is 18. So let us multiply that 3 to a plus 5, so it becomes 3a plus 5 into 3 is 15. So sometimes what you people do is you forget to multiply that 3 to 5. So don't forget, we have to multiply the 3 to both the terms inside it. Next. So now I'll open the bracket and that minus sign also has to be multiplied and 2 also has to be multiplied. So 2 into a is 2a. Now minus into plus is minus, 1 into 2 is 2 is equal to a plus 3 by 4. Now here we have got the like terms 3a minus 2a. What is 3a minus 2a? It is a, and here we have got 15 minus 2. So what is 15 minus 2? It's 13. So we have got a plus 13 by 18 equals to a plus 3 by 4. So this type of sums also you have in your textbook. So now what will be your next step? So here we have got a plus 13 by 18. Now we have to cross multiply this. So when we cross multiply, we get 4 into a plus 13 equals to 18 into a plus 3. So I'll continue the sum there. So when I multiply 4 into a, we get 4a plus 14 3s is 42. Next, sorry, 13 4s no it is, 14 3s I have thought. So 13 4s is 52 equals to, now 18 into a will be 18a. Plus 18 3s is 54. See, why I have taken such type of sums? In these sums you will have all the types of sums. Simple linear equations when we solve, we get there here now. See, we have got the expression as 4a plus 52 equals to 18a plus 54. Now what I'll do is, I'll shift the variables on one side and constants on one side. So here we have got 4a minus 18a equals to 54 minus 52. So what is 4a minus 18a? So 18 minus 4 is 14, and as 18 is greater, it is having minus sign, so I'll write minus 14a, and here we have got 54 minus 52. What is 54 minus 52? So 54 minus 52 is 2. Now let us write the value of a. So as 14 is multiplied to a, when I shift that 14 to the RHS, it becomes 2 divided by minus 14. So what is 2 divided by minus 14? It's 2 1s and 2 7s. So our a value is minus 1 by 7. So I have solved, taken this sum so that all the types of sums will be involved in this. So understood what we have to do? We have to solve it like fraction by taking the LCM. Then after taking LCM, solve the terms if they are like. Then we get a plus 13 by 18 equals to a plus 3 by 4. Here on RHS I have not touched that number, I have kept it as it is. Then here I have cross multiplied. See, I have told you when you cross multiply, when you have got equal to sign, you are not left with any denominator. Suppose you have got plus or minus sign, then you have to multiply the denominators. Understood? So now when I multiplied 4 into a plus 13, I have got 4a plus 52 equals to 18a plus 54 by multiplying 18 into a plus 3. Then I have shifted the variables on one side and constants on one side. So I have got minus 14a equals to 2, then I have found the value of a, that is 2 by minus 14. So a value is minus 1 by 7. So like this we need to solve the sums. I hope everybody knows the multiplication, isn't it? Multiplication sums everybody know. So here 19 sum we have, so just multiply and you get x terms, then find the value of x. So here let's move on to the next sum. So here I will go for 24th sum. From that same exercise, 24th sum I will go. So this will be our second sum in this session. So this is 2x by 3 minus x minus 1 by 6 plus 7x minus 1 by 4 equals to 2 into 1 by 6. So you know, when you have got denominators, you have to solve it like a fraction. So here we have got the denominators 3, 6 and 4. The sum is not yet completed. Once I will read out the question for you. Solve 2x by 3 minus x minus 1 by 6 plus 7x minus 1 by 4 equals to 2 1 by 6. Then what they have told, hence find the value of a if 1 by a plus 5 by 5x is equal to 8. So here we have got two steps to solve in this sum. So let's find out the value of x here and then we will substitute the value of x into that equation given. So let's start solving. So here we have to find the LCM. So LCM of 3, 6 and 4 is. So as our highest number is 6. So when we write the multiples of 6, so 6 2s is 12. So as 12 is divisible by all the 3, so our denominator will be 12. So let's write the common denominator 12 for all the 3 terms. 3 4s is 12, 3 4s are, next 6 2s are and 4 3s are. So what I will do, I will multiply the terms now. So what is 2x into 4? It is 8x. Now here we have got minus sign and this 2 also has to be multiplied, so it will be minus 2x plus 2, then plus 7x into 3 will be 21x and minus 3 equals to, so I will convert that into improper fraction. 6 2s is 12 plus 1 is 13 by 6. Now we will solve the like terms now. See here, 8x minus 2x is 6x, 6 plus 21 will be 27x. Now here it is 2 minus 3. What is 2 minus 3? It is minus 1 divided by 12 is equal to 13 by 6. So now we know how to solve this. So let us cross multiply it. So when you cross multiply, you get 6 into 27x minus 1 equals to 12 into 13. So 27 into 6 will be 6 7s is 42, 6 2s is 12 plus 4 16. So 162x minus 6. So 6 has to be multiplied to 1. Then here is 12 into 13. 13 2s is 26, 13 1s are 13 and plus 2 is 15. Now 162x is equal to 156 plus 6. So I have shifted that minus 6 to RHS, it becomes plus 6. Now here it is 162x is equal to, what is 156 plus 6? It is 162 only. So x value will be 162 divided by 162. So what is the value of x? 1. So your x value is 1. So is our sum completed? No. They have told us to find the value of a in the given equation. So the given equation is 1 by a plus 5x is equal to 8. So here whatever x value we have got, we have to substitute the x value into that equation and then we will find the value of a. So when x is equal to 1. So your answer becomes like this, 1 by a plus 5 into 1 is equal to 8. So here I have substituted the value of x. So here we get 1 by a is equal to 8. This plus 5 I will shift that side, it becomes minus 5. So 1 by a is equal to 3. So what will be your value of a? So what I will do is I will cross multiply and here I will bring that 3. So a goes up and 3 comes down, therefore your a value will be 1 by 3. Understood? Or you can take the reciprocal also. So our a value is 1 by 3. So go through the question properly, read the complete question like how I done. I have just first when I started the question I read it half, later I read the question and then have started. So please don't do that mistake. So read the question properly, solve the sum completely. So we have completed the revision of exercise 14a. So let's move on to the revision of exercise 14b. So in 14b we have got word problems. So what you do is read the question completely, then you have to assume some variable into that and then solve it. So here, so in exercise 14b and 14c also you have got word problems. Among that I will solve any one of the word problems. So here I will take exercise 14c, one sum, that is, see they have given you the sum of two numbers is 4500. If 10% of one number is 12.5% of the other, find the numbers. So here they have told there are two numbers and when you add them the answer is 4500, but they have given the relation there. If 10% of one number is 12.5% of the other, find the numbers. So what we will do is we will assume the numbers first. So we will assume two different numbers because they have told when you add two different numbers it will be 4500. So this is our third sum. So let the numbers be x and y I have taken. Now what they have told, sum of those numbers is 4500 and they have given the relation also, isn't it? If 10% of one number is 12.5% of the other. So here 10% of x is equal to 12.5% of y. 10% of one number is equal to 12.5% of other, means one is x, the other is y. Now, so here let us solve it. So here we have got 10% of x. So here we will write 10 by 100 into x. Of is multiplication into x. Then here it is 12.5 by 100 into y. So you know the cancellation law, when you have got equal to and when you have got the same denominators you can cancel it. So here we have got 10x is equal to 12.5 y. So what will be our value of x? X is equal to 12.5 by 10 into y. So we have got the value of x. So what we will do is, so as I have told x plus y is 4500. Now let us substitute the value of x into that equation. So we will take this as equation number 1. So substitute x value in equation number 1. So x value is, see here we have got x plus y is equal to 4500. So x value is 12.5 by 10 into y plus y is equal to 4500. So now what I will do is I will cross multiply this 10 here. So it becomes 12.5y plus 10y by 10. So as I have told you, when you are cross multiplying and when you have got plus or minus sign, you have to take the denominator like this. Now here I will write 4500. Now when you add this 12.5 and 10y, both are like terms because you have got the same variable, you get 22.5y by 10 is equal to 4500. Now what I'll do is I'll cross multiply here. So it becomes 22.5y is equal to 4500 into 10 becomes 45,000. Now y is equal to 45,000 divided by 22.5. Now I'll remove the point. See, when you shift the point, what you have to do? You have to add the number of zeros, like number of decimal places, how many you have, that many zeros you have to add in your numerator. So here after point we have got one decimal place, that is one number. So I'll add one zero here. Now, you know 225, 2s is 450. So what I'll do is here 225 1s are, and this is 225 2s are till 450 and these three zeros. So what is our value of y? Y value is 2000. Next, what's the value of x now? So x plus y together it is 4500, isn't it? So we know the value of y. So x is equal to 4500 minus y. So x is equal to 4500 minus 2000. So x value will be 2500. Understood? Read the question properly and then assume the numbers. So here what they are told, the sum of two numbers is 4500. So we have taken two numbers and the sum is 4500, and they have told if 10% of one number, so 10% of x is equal to 12% of y. Find the numbers they have told. Then any one value you can find out. Either you can find the value of x or you can find the value of y. Any one of the variables you can find out. So here as it was 10% means, so we have written the form of fraction, that is 10 by 100 of its multiplication into x is equal to 12.5 by 100 into y. So 10x is equal to 12.5y we get. So I said you can find the value of y also or x also. So here we have found the value of x. So x is equal to 12.5 by 10 into y. Then what we have done, as we got the value of x, that x value we have substituted in equation 1. So we get 12.5 by 10 into y plus y is equal to 4500. Then so I have cross multiplied that 10 to y, so it becomes 12.5y plus 10y by 10 is equal to 4500. So here, so as these both are like terms, so I have added them, I got 22.5y by 10 is equal to 4500. So here y value we have got as, see I have simplified that, I have shifted the point and one zero I have added up, it becomes 45 it becomes 4,50,000 by 225. Then 225 ones are I have simplified with 225 only. 225 ones and 225 twos are will be 450. So that 2 have written and the 3 zeros have written. This will be for 225 twos till here, and those 3 zeros I have written there. Next we got the value of y, that is 2000. Then I have taken the equation what we have taken here in equation number 1, x plus y is equal to 4500. Then I substituted the value of y here. So our value of y is 2000. So 4000 minus 4500 minus 2000 will be 2500. So our x value is 2500. So like this you need to find. Now I'll take one more sum. You know what's the meaning of consecutive numbers, isn't it? Consecutive means continuous numbers. So let us take one example. The sum of 3 consecutive odd numbers is 57. So sum of 3 consecutive odd numbers is 57 they have told. So what is the meaning of odd numbers? So alternate numbers like 1, 3, 5 which are not divisible by 2, they are called as odd numbers. So sum of 3 consecutive odd numbers is 57. Find the numbers they have told you. So odd numbers means it will be 1, 3 and 5. Now when you are assuming the variables, so how you will take the variables? Let the numbers be. This is our fourth sum. Let the numbers be x. Now suppose if you have taken x as your first number, so what will be your second number? You can't take x plus 1 because see here our odd numbers will be like this 1, 3, 5. Now suppose your x value is 1 Now what will be your, now what is the difference between 2? 3 minus 1 is 2 and 5 minus 3 is 2. The difference between each odd number is 2, isn't it? So the next number will be x plus 2. Suppose if your x value is 1, so here 1 plus 2 becomes 3. Understood? Next, here it will be x plus 4. Understood how to take consecutive numbers? So let they have told 3 consecutive odd numbers, so our numbers will be x plus 2 and x plus 4. And the sum of these 3 numbers is 57 they have told. So we will add this. So this will be x plus 2 plus x plus 4 is equal to 57. Now let us add all the variables. X plus x is 2x, 2x plus x is 3x. Now 4 plus 2 is 6 is equal to 57. Now you know how to solve the equation. So here I will write 3x is equal to 57 minus 6. So plus 6 I will shift to RHS, it becomes minus 6. So 3x is equal to 57 minus 6 is 51. So let us find the value of x. X is equal to 51 by 3. So 3 ones are 3 17s are. Therefore x is equal to 17. Now when x is 17, what will be the value of x plus 2? So x plus 2 is equal to 17 plus 2, that is 19. Then x plus 4, that is 17 plus 4 is 21. So here when you add 17 plus 19 plus 21, you will get 57. So read the question properly and then solve it. Hope everybody has understood these sums because they are similar sums in chapter number 14. So I will end up with the revision of chapter number 14 here. So now we are left with 2 more chapters, that is chapter number 16. So what is that chapter number 16? Understanding shapes. So let's begin with the revision of understanding shapes. So here what all have to be learnt in these chapters? First you should know the formula of sum of interior angles, then sum of exterior angles. What is the sum of exterior angles? It is 360 degree. Then what is the formula to find sum of interior angles? It is n minus 2 into 180 degree or 2n minus 4 into 90. So any one formula you can apply. So these are the main important formulas you have to learn in this chapter. And then to find each interior angle, when interior angle is given, so the formula will be n minus 2 into 180 by n. Then when exterior angle you need to find, when sum is given and when you need to find each exterior angle, so the formula will be 360 by n. So here as I have told you to write the formulas from page number 181, those formulas also are very important. Now at a vertex you will have 2 angles, that is one interior angle and one exterior angle. So sum of interior and sum of exterior angle will be 180 degree. So that also you should know. So here learning formulas is very important. Then when you are perfect in formulas, then we can solve the sums very easily. Now let us begin with the revision of chapter number 16. So here let us find from exercise 16a, I will start with the third main, that is one sum I will take. Find the number of sides in a polygon if the sum of its interior angles is 900. So one sum I will solve from that. So this is third main, first one. I will repeat the question once again. So this is our 16th chapter number 16 revision, that is understanding shapes. So this is our first sum in this chapter. Find the number of sides in a polygon if the sum of its interior angle is 900. So what is given and what is asked? They have asked us to find the number of sides, that is n value we have to find, and they have given the sum of interior angles. So total measure they have given of that polygon. So here like what kind of figure is that we have to find, whether it's a 5-sided or 6-sided or 7-sided. So let us start. So here our formula will be sum of interior angles is equal to n minus 2 into 180 degree. So what is given here? They have given that sum of interior angles is equal to 900. So here sum of interior angles is equal to 900 is given. So I'll write this 900 degree and n minus 2 into 180 I'll write as it is, because we need to find the value of n. Now to find the value of n, what I'll do is 900 I'll divide this by 180. This 180 I'll shift here, it becomes division because here it's multiplication and here it's n minus 2. So 0 0 gets cancelled, 18 ones are 18, 5 is 90. Now here we have got 5 is equal to n minus 2. Now using that we'll find the value of n. So here it's 5, this minus 2 I'll shift here, it becomes plus 2 is equal to n. So therefore our n is 5 plus 2, 7. So the figure is a 7-sided figure. So sum of interior angles in a 7-sided figure will be 900 degrees. Hope everybody has understood. Next. So I'll take one sum from that same exercise 14 sum I'll take. So in a pentagon, two angles are 40 degree and 60 degree and the rest are in the ratio 1:3:7. Find the biggest angle of the pentagon. So when such type of sums are there, see what they have told in a pentagon. Pentagon means you know that n will be 5. N means number of sides. So pentagon means it's a 5-sided figure and it will have 5 angles in it. Two angles are given, that is 40 and 60. The remaining angles are given in the ratio, that is 1:3:7. They've asked us to find the biggest angle of the pentagon. So we don't know the sum of interior angles, isn't it? But we know the number of sides. So using the number of sides, let us find the sum of interior angles first. So I'll erase this sum. So this is 14th sum of exercise 16A and this is our second sum in this session. Now here we know that it's a pentagon, so n value will be 5. So let us find the sum of interior angles. So sum of interior angles is equal to n minus 2 into 180 degree. So what is the value of n? N is 5 minus 2 into 180. So 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 into 180 will be 540 degree. So we got the sum of interior angles. Now, so here two angles are given and the remaining angles will assume it as 1x plus 3x and 7x. So here we'll start the sum. So the given two angles are 40 degree and 60 degree. Yes. Then the remaining three angles they have given in the ratio, will assume it as 1x plus 3x plus 7x is equal to 540 degree. Why we have written 540 degree here? Because when you add all these angles, your sum will be 540, because sum of interior angles in the pentagon will be 540. Now here let us add this. So it's 40 plus 60. 40 plus 60 is 100 plus. Now these are variables, let us add them. 7 plus 3 is 10, 10 plus 1 is 11x is equal to 540 degree. Now 11x is equal to 540 minus 100. So 11x is equal to, what is 540 minus 100? It's 440. Therefore, let us find the value of x. X is equal to 440 divided by 11. So it's 11 ones are 11 fours are 44 and 0. So we got x value as 40. So here we have got 1x. So that x value will be 40. Next we have got the value of x. What they have asked us to find the biggest angle of the pentagon. Biggest angle will be 7x there. So let us find the biggest angle. So biggest angle equals to 7x. So 7 into 40. What is 7 into 40? It's 280 degree. So the biggest angle will be 280 degree. Hope everybody has understood this sum. So suppose if they have given the number of sides as hexagon, so what you will take? N value as 6 and you have to find the interior angles and then find the sum further. So hope you people have understood these sums whatever I have solved. So to be perfect in this chapter, I said you people learn the formulas and you should know hexagon means how many like number of sides are how many, n value you should know. Then pentagon, then octagon, you should know those values, then it will be easy for you to solve the sums. So we'll end up this session. So in the next session, we'll begin with the revision of 16b. So in 16b, what you have to do to begin with the revision of 16b, I have told you in the blue box there are some formulas, you have to perfect in that. If you are perfect in that, then only we can solve the sums from this. So let's meet in the next session with the revision of 16b. Thank you.